Hello and welcome to the Sanctuary, a safe space to speak from the heart. I'm your host, Israel, and my guest today is Moth, aka Tiny Real Human, awesome content creator, really fun human being, and apparently I just found out a lover of crochet. Thanks for coming to the
Yes.
Sanctuary today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so first off, how do you manage 20,000 people? Let's start with that. Because, I'm just guessing your online content creation must be crazy. And how do you navigate handling the messages and feedback from so many people?
So it's not like a whole lot. I do try and check my messages at least 10 times a day. So then I answer everyone because I don't want to be that asshole just kind of like leaving everyone unread because there's just too much to handle.
Yeah.
So I'll answer everyone in batches and I'll check, I got my FetLife, Fansly, OnlyFans. I add everyone back as a friend on Pornhub, and once you add someone as a friend, they can also message you. So then I answer, I have to answer messages on there too, on Instagram and Twitter and all that, and I'm like, oof, okay. And then I also have a day job that I work 3 days a week at because there's just, I don't make enough online at the moment. So it's a lot of time management for, taking care of my home, having another job, doing this job, making sure all of my pages are getting successfully posted on and posted regularly. I'm really bad with TikTok. I'm horrible with TikTok, mostly because I'm shadow banned, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, what is, you want to talk a bit about that?
So if you mass like someone's posts, you can get them shadow banned, but also social media in general really just does not like sex workers. There's a lot of digital discrimination that goes on for sex workers. You can even get denied a bank account or loans because of what you do for your job.
Wow. And is that just like based on the different states or just in general?
Just in general, I've had a lot of conversations with some very lovely people where they've had people buy their content and share it with like their job, their family members.
Holy smokes!
Completely doxing someone, like their name and location. People have done that. It's a very, very risky job, especially for people who want to be completely anonymous. You can't have tattoos. You should get wigs so your actual hair isn't showing. You can't be anonymous because people will find out.
So let's rewind it because I started on.
No, you're fine.
How did you get into creating content? Like, what's the origin story for Tiny Real Human?
I've just always been a very flirtatious person, and I was like, I can make money off of my personality. And then it worked. And I was like, holy shit! Okay! So I worked 2 jobs, and then for like 6 months I worked 3 jobs, because I was like, fuck yeah, I can do this! And then I was like, hold on, this is actually really hard. And I'm now back to 2, and then I was both full-time, and now I'm full-time content creator, and just part-time, part of the corporate machine.
Do you have like an amount that if I get to this amount, then I'm gonna go to part time or just focused on content creation?
I'm not really sure because I'm almost there for like 10K on Pornhub. But they pay per views, and I've been on there for 2 years, and I've only made like $100. I'm not very popular on there, but that's okay. FetLife, you do have to pay to like see videos, but they don't pay me anything, so that's just like advertising and chit-chatting with people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate, but oh well. OnlyFans, I have quite a few subscribers on there, 500. When I was free, I had a whole lot more, but I wasn't really making like anything. So no one likes pay-per-view, and I'm not going to make people pay for my subscription and then also pay for videos. That just kind of seems like a jerk move, unless it's like something really, really cool. Like I have I think I have a few videos with my husband that are pay-per-view on top of my subscription, but that's just because I'm a solo creator.
Right. Okay, I see. And then that's one thing I guess like subscribers don't understand about you being married or being in a relationship. Like, do you ever get people like any kind of pushback from fans on that?
Yeah, some people get really, really upset about it, but some people are like, oh my god, this is my fetish! And I'm like, okay, cool, fantastic. I don't really take my wedding ring off for videos either, and I have a ring on each hand, and one's like a anniversary, ring that he got me, and I've worn it ever since that anniversary, and then my other one's my wedding ring, and I'm like, I'm not, if you guys don't like it, you just don't have to follow me. I'm not gonna, like, shove my content down your throat. You just keep scrolling. But...
And was it easy to navigate creating content like from his side?
It's more of body confidence because I have no issue being on the internet. Like, it's fine. I hang out, like, naked 90% of the time anyway, so I'm like, cool, I'll just record it. He's very much so insecure and not very, like, I don't care-y about his body. And I'm like, that's fine. Totally fine. So whenever we do record or have, like, a lot of my videos that are on my OnlyFans I have free clips, like, little videos of me and him that are, like, 20 seconds long or, 58, something like that. Not really a whole few minutes.
Yeah.
But people are like, oh, I want the rest of it. I'm like, no, honey, that is all of it. He did not want to record. He just grabbed my phone in the moment and was like, here you go. You get a little bit. And I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it. You're feeling confident. I'll take it.
And
I think he's the sexiest in the world. But apparently my opinion doesn't matter.
How did you guys meet?
Working at McDonald's.
Oh.
Not very romantic. Yeah, I just worked there for a while, and, we just kind of, again, I'm flirty. So, I was flirty with him, and then he was flirty back, and I was like, oh, but you're cute! Very exciting.
Oh yeah, I gotta ask, what's the story behind the name, Tiny Real Human?
It's been my gamer tag ever since my whole life. I actually tried to reach out to a friend and ask where it came from, because I was like, hey, we used to play games together, like, exclusively. This has to be from you. Do you know? And then he was like, no, I have no idea. That was your Minecraft thing. And I was like, I know! But, like, where's it from? I'm like, no clue. So, it's into the abyss somewhere. I'm sure someone has an idea of where it came from. We'll have to hunt them down someday.
Do you still game?
Not as much anymore. So my husband built me a computer, and I have found 3 games that I like. 2 of them that I can still kind of play. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion was a lot of fun, but it was like a story time mode, and I finished the story, and I was like, okay, that was fun. I really like Tiny Witch, which is literally, you're just a little witch who cooks. That's all you do. And Stardew Valley is great.
I gotta pause you there. Just cooks? Like, really?
It's just a cooking game. That's all it is a cooking game where you're a tiny little witch that walks back and forth in your little shop and helps customers.
And when it comes to creating content, do you have any process for that, or?
I try my best. So I allow 2 weeks for my custom videos to get completed, just because 3 days of my week are day job. So then I don't film for days that I do my day job. I only do advertising. So I do Fansly and Twitter, and I try to do TikTok and all the Instagram and stuff, and post as much as I can. And then I schedule my videos every other day for OnlyFans and Fansly. So if you subscribe to both, you get a post every single day. But if you only subscribe to, OnlyFans, you get one every other day. Fansly every other day. And then Pornhub is 2 times per week. I try my best to keep that as 2 times per week. But I get a lot of content, and then it's a lot. I just post whenever I can, and remember, the pattern. I just gotta remember the pattern.
Oh, okay.
I
And do you like automate anything, or I guess schedule anything, or when it comes to your content?
I do try and film fetishes in like batches, so I'll do foot fetish stuff, and then I'll do like mommy fetish stuff, and I film it all in batches, then scatter it throughout all my pages.
Right. And then
So,
is there any advantage to having different pages that you're working on?
um, not really. I mean, other than people have preferences to which site they would rather be on. Like, I've had a lot of people message me and be like, I refuse to touch OnlyFans. They're a horrible page. I'm like, I agree. They've done some shit. I don't like them.
Right.
If you even mention a competing website in your messages on OnlyFans, they will give you a flag.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you can get in trouble if you get too many flags. You can get your page taken down.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very annoying. Also, toys up to a certain size cannot go in your butt anymore on OnlyFans.
Wait, do they send like an email with the rules, or how? What?
No,
Like how
there are guidelines, but then there's just random specific shit that they're just like, actually, I don't like this. And I'm like, you could have said that earlier, and I wouldn't have done it.
Right.
Like,
That's wild.
yeah.
Because it's almost like you kind of have to. It's almost like having a flip. What do they call this thing? Like,
An evil dictator.
No, like it's like having an allergy, right? You don't know it until the thing happens.
And then you're like, well, I'd like to go back, please. Undo the thing. Yeah, they're not a fan of a lot of stuff. There are a lot of words too that are flagged, so you physically cannot spell them out and send that message. It'll tell you that there is a restricted word. Sometimes those restricted words are content they allow on the page. Yeah, it's really
so.
Really
I guess
annoying.
of all the pages you're on, which is the most welcoming one?
I really like Fansly. ManyVids is an amazing site. A lot of people love it. I cannot figure out how to navigate it is the thing. Same with Reddit. I cannot figure out Reddit. It's horrible. There are rules to every single page, and you have to send a verification in to certain pages to be allowed to post. But certain pages also require that your verification is nude. I'm like, I'm not sending you free porn. Excuse me. Like, I want to advertise on your page. I'm not sending the moderators stuff. Like, what? It's silly. I'm not very good with all the social media rules anyways.
Okay. So, and then of all of them, which is your favorite and why?
Fansly. They're nice. I get like my customs on there. No one's ever been like, fuck, that's way too much. Because I do my customs priced per minute. Because if I want you to be able to enjoy what you want to enjoy without having some sort of restriction there. So I'm going to give you my price, and then you can get as many minutes for as long of a video as you can afford. Because if you still want to enjoy that luxury, that's fine. But if you can only afford 2 minutes, you can only afford 2 minutes. And that's okay sometimes.
Right. And that actually leads me to the thing, to the next topic, which is like pricing. How do you, I guess, factor that, especially you say you're charging by the minute? How do you, like, what determines what the rate for the minute is? Yeah.
So my minimum price is $5 per minute. And that can be anything from like a strip tease to like little foot fetish videos where I'm just like doing my nails or something, or massaging my feet, whatever. Simple stuff, bouncing around. I've had people ask for jumping jacks, and I'm like, yeah, that's easy. Sure, I can do that. My average price for anything like penetration stuff is $10 per minute. My price for new kinks, like things I've never tried before, is $20 per minute. I personally don't like the feeling of double penetration. I'm fine with like a butt plug and a toy, but having 2 toys is just, it's overstimulating. I don't like it. So that one's $15 per minute, and anything that's like slightly uncomfortable for me, or it might be overstimulating because I am autistic, so like I don't want to have a buildup and then possibly have a meltdown, is in the $15 to $20 per minute range. Right. I've never had to exceed that. But there are times in the past where I did wish that I did exceed that, and I was like, I should have charged more for that. I can tell you right now, I have put Taco Bell hot sauce where Taco Bell hot sauce should not be.
No.
Yeah! No. Some people are really into pain, and I did not charge enough.
No!
It's not great. It's spicy in other places too.
Yeah. Okay. And oh yeah. So I mean, well, I was gonna ask, what's the most interesting request you've had? You've mentioned one. Can you mention another one?
The most my first like urination fetish video, like I personally don't have like any fetish to do with bodily fluids. I had a lot of people ask for fecal content. I'm like, I'm not there yet, please no, please no. But I had a request one time where a guy was like, can you pee in a glass and pour it over your head? And I was like, no, I can't, but I can offer you an alternative. And I literally, it was just me standing in the shower, and I peed in the glass, and then I poured it like all over, and it didn't get on me, but I was still grossed out that I immediately turned on the shower and like showered myself and cleaned my shower in the shower, and then I went back and edited the video to get rid of all the cleaning, because I was like, he doesn't want to see me freaking out.
Yeah.
Because that was gross.
You mentioned you're autistic. How does navigating your work and your mental health, how do you navigate that?
So the reason I don't really do a whole lot of filming for days that I work at my IRL job is because I do a lot of masking or mirroring other people's personalities so they don't seem as autistic as I am. Because when I openly stim, I figured out even if I'm part of the group conversation, people will purposefully not look at me because I'm stimming. As if I had my tits out or something, and they're trying not to make eye contact with my nipples. Like, same thing. They don't want to look at my flapping hands. Right. So I just try my best to, suppress it. And then I decompress when I get home and, play with my stim toys. I do have one of those, the poppets that pushes back. I love that thing. I have a lot of vocal stims, which all of them come from TikTok, unfortunately. So then I just sound like a broken record half the time.
I mean, at least you have something you're doing to take care of yourself, right?
Yes, of course. I drink a lot of tea, like a ton of tea. I'm obsessed with it. It's just a great way for me to decompress and just relax. I do a lot of crocheting. I've been trying to paint more, but I don't really have an art style that I've really bonded with and liked. I enjoy a lot of things that I've tried, but nothing that really clicked with me as an artist.
So, I guess creating content and spreading it out, scheduling it, you kind of have it down to the letter now. Do you have some, I guess, big plans moving forward?
Not really. I recently got a Polaroid camera, so I'm hoping that when I go to cons and stuff and people recognize me, I can check their ID and be like, hey, you're over 18, right? And they're like, yeah. And then I can give them a free Polaroid and sign it, or I can sell my Polaroids. I'm really excited for that. I want to, again, talked about ManyVids. I really hate navigating that website, but I do want to start selling physical items at some point, because I've had a lot of people ask for used items. I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. I need a P.O. box, and I need an account for that, and I need a whole bunch of shit so people don't realize where I live, because that'd be terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, the internet can be scary. So talking about that, what are some things that you do to take care of your security online?
Changing my passwords constantly. Constantly. I recently had a few issues with some catfish websites and dating profiles that people are stealing my image for. So after the next few months, I'm going to save up a little bit and buy some internet security for like catfish protection. It's $500 for the whole year, which I think is a great deal for them to get rid of all of the stolen content on the internet for me instead of me going through and trying to report everything. They can just scrub it for me, make sure everything's good.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you go with this. Someone is listening out there to this episode of the podcast, and they're thinking, "Hey, I'd love to do something similar to what Moth is doing." What advice would you have for them?
Be prepared for your family to find out. Be prepared for everyone to find out. Be prepared to be confronted or recognized. I have been recognized a few times. The first time, it took me by complete shock. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? But like completely, people will find out. It's okay. That is the whole point of content creation, is to kind of like try and get bigger and make a name for yourself. And also be completely okay with being, change. You have to be able to take, critiques and stuff and like be able to change based on what people like or dislike for customs or things that you might be doing your whole life as like an adult, and you're like, oh hey, that might not be a good thing to do. I might be a little rude, I might be an asshole, and like not even realize it. Like, we are constantly changing people and we are constantly changing society, so we have to make sure that we are able to be polite and nice and be able to take in everyone's needs.
Wow, Moth, thank you so much for coming to the podcast today and sharing so much about yourself. But now I'm not going to be able to look at the Taco Bell's hot sauce.
Taco Bell hot sauce is spicy. It's horrible.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, of course. Thank you.